In today's economic climate and failing strategies of yesteryear, we are in need of a hero. A hero to fight the good fight and make way for a future of business through innovative and proven tools and strategies. This hero is here, ready to build that bridge to the future you desire, instilling that confidence and courage to unleash your full potential into the marketplace, enabling you to be the person you were born to be. Your Batman for business, Mr. Bruce Wade.
To the Batmobile. Let's go.
Sustainable innovation. They're two words that seem to be used a lot apart, but may I suggest that innovation and sustainability should be like fixed gears in a cog. When the cogs in the gearbox of corporate and the way we should be thinking, because if we are going to be innovative, why not make it last? And if we're going to be sustainable, well, clearly we're not getting that right, so we need to do something a little innovative. Let me share with you a quote that I came across a while ago. It's about 350 years old, but it still holds some truth for today. It is not the most intelligent of species that survives. It is not the strongest that survives. But the species that survives is the one that is able to adapt and adjust best to the changing environment in which it finds itself. Well, maybe we should just update it to make this quote a little bit more relative to where we are today. What about this? It is not the biggest of organizations that survives. It is not the wealthiest that survives. But the organization that survives is the one that is able to adapt and adjust best to the changing environment in which it finds itself. Now, this couldn't be further from the truth with a couple of years that we've had recently. It's not going to get better any day soon. Well, maybe a little better. But indications show that we're in this thing for the long haul. The new norm is here, and it is norm. We have changed the way we do business. We have changed the way we think. And hopefully for most of us, we've changed the way we're having executive meetings in the boardroom with a different agenda. Let me share with you, taking those two words, adapt and adjust, and bringing them into what we call the 7 laws of sustainable innovation, also known as the 7 laws of the Batcave. The 7 laws come from different angles, and when put together and when applied as a whole, they create a framework where innovation and sustainability are geared simultaneously to lead and guide organizations, executive meetings, teams, individuals, or just entrepreneurs. They've been used across the globe to change the way people are doing business. Let me share some of these with you today. Law number 1, this is the law that governs all the other laws. This law is more important and sits at the cornerstone of the entire system. Because if anything violates this law, the rest don't really matter. Law 1 of the Batcave reads, always do the right things right with the right people at the right place at the right time. There's a couple of key elements there. The people, okay? It's the place, it's the time. But more importantly than all of that is that little word that comes up over and over again, right. Do the right things right. Well, may I ask you a question? What is right for you? What do you see as being right? That determines everything else that you and your team and your organization will do from this point onwards. What you specify as being that is right. Some homework for you to go away and think about what is right. It could be your vision, your mission, a combination of the two. What is your purpose statement? Where do your values come in? Personal values versus corporate values. How do they blend in? Where do they interact from? The first law of the bat cave. We have intelligence. It separates us from the other animals. We have imagination. And more importantly, we have the ability to press pause on our actions. We are not governed by the fight or flight reptilian brain. We have an advanced brain which allows us to pause and consider where we are and what we are doing. We need to use these. We need to use these advanced skills to stop and decide what that right is. Law number 6 of the Bat Cave is about adjustment. We looked at adjust. Adjustment. Become agile in your approach to problems and act with innovational intent. Now, we could sit and unpack this for an entire workshop, and we do with a lot of our clients. But I just want to highlight a couple of words here, is that become agile. Agile is flexible, fast, reactive, not sitting there and waiting for things to bypass you and go, oh, that just happened. It's taking the issues to the issues before they become issues. And it's driving your business with innovational intent. And that's the key word to take home, intent. Do you and your organization have innovational intent? Law number 2 of the Bat Cave states, build a sustainable, effective, and functional business model. Now, I do a lot of business coaching with organizations across the globe, and one of the key things we always come down to and often get stuck on is, what is your business model? Well, we just do stuff. A term that I came up with was accidental entrepreneurship. I make money, but I'm not too sure how it all works, but people keep putting money in my bank account. Well, that's awesome, but it's not very sustainable and it's not very innovative. Building a sustainable, effective, and functional business model takes those 3 points into there. Sustainable, effective, and functional. And we say them that way because we've got to build them in reverse. You've got to build a functional, effective, sustainable business model. And putting them in place and making sure that everybody else knows how it works and what the policies and procedures are. There are about 8 key business models. Which one have you chosen for your business? And how effective and sustainable and profitable and functional and realistic is it? Time to go look maybe and do some tweaking to your business model. The 4th law of the Bat Cave talks about team. And it states, build around yourself the best team possible using the best people that you can find. Now, it doesn't take a lot of intelligence to realize that if you are doing stuff that you suck at or that doesn't wow you, you are going to end up doing a not so good job. Yet we do that all the time. It also doesn't really need to state that if I'm doing something that's not my genius, and I've got somebody else that could be doing that, that's their genius, me doing that is just not so good. Why aren't we building effective teams with the best people that we can find? Well, affordability is always the one. I can't afford to do it. Well, may I suggest that you cannot not afford to have the right people on your team. The new structures of the world are these collaborative flat teams that come together for a short period of time. Start utilizing this morphing team structure that happens around the world. I've got people that work for us that I've never met. And they sit in places that are not close to me. We interact online. We interact via the interweb. We build things. We collaborate on a global basis with this network. And we never meet, and we probably will never meet. But we are able to build a team around what is your passion, what is my passion, because my passion plus your passion will end up being an explosive project. Start looking at your team structure, and maybe this is time to do some pruning and some throwing away, but also some planting and bringing in new people into your team who do things that you shouldn't be doing. I want to leave you with the last law we're going to talk about is law number 7. And I always throw this one in there because it's number 7 and it's almost like we run out of time each time. But this is so important because this is where people find their passion and are able to live from their essence and able to wake up every morning going, yes, it's a work day. And I want that for me every single day. And I want that for you every single day. And you get that by applying law number 7 for you and everybody else that you work with. Law 7 states, learn to both tell and live your story. What is your story? If you had to write your story today, to say, once upon a today, what type of story would it be? Are you inhabiting your day fully? Are you stretching yourself into every hour, every minute, every second to inhabit it fully with all that you have? To make sure that the story about once upon a today is a full and vibrant and productive story. I've shared with you some of the 7 laws of sustainable innovation. I want you to take these and apply them into your life, your business, your team, your company. And if you have any questions or comments, then please, I'd love to hear back from you. I'm available. Get hold of me. We'll set up a Zoom call. We don't even have to leave the house. Happy to interact with you and your team, and maybe we can collaborate to do great things.